the talk, all the hype, but the pastors prologue as this Super Bowl is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. Legs still churning.
Like a giant pinball.
And with a new rule, that decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he only gets to the 20. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the NFL's most valuable player from 2015. It's Cam Newton.
There are a number of great quarterbacks in the NFL, but I have to believe that the prototype in terms of look has to be Cam Newton. That stature and frame, almost breathtaking when you see him in person. And now he's starting to put it all together with consistency in his game. Throwing, running, leading.
They'll run the option left. And he's not going anywhere to start the night. They stop him at the line of scrimmage. And Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one, because to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through.
And he's taken down, back at his own 7. Tyron Walker in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Well, it was second long, now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. Third and long, it's Newton. And unable to connect on the long pass. It falls down incomplete.
Well, he bounced up after taking a sack and took a shot downfield. I think a lot of us thought maybe he'd run draw in that situation instead. Tried to get all back in one play.
Yeah, third and long, thought he needed the deep pass, couldn't connect it.
Maybe he was hoping for a penalty downfield to give him the yardage they needed.
Taken from just outside the 30. Oh, look at the strength.
No.
Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by their quarterback from Central Florida. It's Blake Bortles.
I don't care how many accolades you had in college. There's no such thing as a can't-miss quarterback. But Blake Bortles has shown in his time in the NFL that he's a guy that you can build a team around.
Throwing on first down is Bortles. Catch here, left side, Thomas. That throw good for 4. It's second down. And here's a look at the starting offense. Second down now after the pass completion. On second down, here's Bortles. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. And the starting defense here for the Panthers.
Star Tulele is a former first-round pick who's starting to round into form, becoming one of the better run stoppers in the league. And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So it'll be first down here after the run.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Bortles now on first down. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 14 there. And it'll give him the first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Here's Bortles to throw. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
They fake the handoff. Now Bortles. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. And an alley to run. Bortles was accident-prone last year, led the league with 18 picks and an early pick here.
And you know he spent a lot of time in the offseason working on this, thinking about it. It's not that he's not going to throw any. They just hope that that number gets cut down significantly.
And onto the field, here come the Panthers. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Now whistles here, and we've got a man down. Man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. First carry now. This is Hill. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On second down, Hill. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
So second down was a run play. Now let's see what they do on third. Newton on third down. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. And they talked about how important the passing game was going to be against that defensive look. Good job there going to the air for the first down.
It's all about preparation. It's all about planning, and then it's about execution. So put it all together in practice. Okay, this is what we think we're going to see. This is how they get to it. And then when the game comes, read it and attack it.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Second down, they need less than a yard to pick up the first. So a spirited first quarter here in Super Bowl 52. Can't wait to see what the second quarter has in store. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. With my good friend Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Panthers in possession of the football as we begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out. They run it again with Hill. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
It's first and goal now, but still 10 yards to go. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
They come out here in the eye. One receiver right, that's Brown. They'll try the air now. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Corey Brown from 8 yards out. And his guys are able to strike for 6. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts. All right, because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And last year that would have been a net gain of 5 on the return. This year he stopped where he would have been if he had taken a knee, and that's at the 25. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it second down. Second down to the offense needing 5 yards.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now. When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll come out in the pistol. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it a second down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
There's another example of why they haven't scored any points so far. I think it's time to abandon the run game, spread things out, and go to the air. It certainly can't be any worse than what they've done so far.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Super Bowl 52 after this. Coming up at the intermission, we'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Larry Ridley and the crew in Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. On first down, Bortles. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. In the red zone this time. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. This will be caught at about the 6. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And this seemingly endless drive continues. They go play action for Yeldon. Now it's Bortles. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. The line of scrimmage is the 2 here on 3rd and goal. Great footwork there, Charles, to dot the I, stay in bounds, get both feet in. He's probably thinking, oh, man, I made a catch. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Boy, a call like this, certainly tougher to make in a Super Bowl, but they'll go for it on 4th down. Bortles will keep it, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Blake Bortles taking it in, and his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half.
Well,
there's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, whether they want to let their return guy touch it.
It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So that one, a 13-play drive in total. And it was capped off by the quarterback sneak for 6. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The defense now getting set and heading back onto the field. They struggled that last drive. They were kind of hit 2 ways, both with the run and the pass.
And I love how you brought hit into it, because a lot of defense coordinators like to show a little cut-up film the night before a game. They usually have some boxing in there, and it always shows the guy being the aggressor, the guy on his toes punching, not back on his heels taking punches, and that's where this defense was on the last possession.
They were on their heels. Will they be on their heels again? Let's see. Here's Newton. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll run it now out of the gun. Uses the stiff arm. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. When we sat with the coaching staff a couple of days ago, they said attacking that defensive look with a run, something they wanted to do, it was effective.
And they were extremely confident, weren't they? Their planning, their preparation, they knew what they were going to get in that defense, and they were able to attack it accordingly.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. On first down, Newton. And he's got room. And he slides to avoid the hit. Give him 9 on the play. And it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. And the offense moving quickly to the line. A final shot before the break. Newton. A dump off now to Hill. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. So these two teams will head back to their respective locker rooms here in Super Bowl 52 from Minnesota, as we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports halftime report. Larry?
So let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Pick it up early in the first. Walker's able to zero in on the QB here. This one ends up as a loss of 11. Huskies line up at the 31. Under duress, and the pass is picked off. Panthers defense gets off the field with the turnover. Offense on the field now after the INT. Browns found on the quick pass, and he capped off the 8-play drive with a touchdown. Panthers land the first punch. Huskies take over late in the second. Here they'll go with the sneak, and he'll get across for the score. We're tied back up at 7.
Okay, thank you, Larry. A low-scoring affair, all even, as we ready for this second half. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. Taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown! A great play there. 101 yards. And his guys have taken the lead.
We've sat in a lot of meetings, and they always talk about the offense taking advantage of beginning a half. But special teams coaches don't listen to that. They want to take advantage with their own unit, and they just did.
Yeah, they trailed in the locker rooms, and they changed that immediately.
I think they drew that one up special. That felt like something he pulled out of his pocket that he'd been holding for a while, and they were able to use it effectively.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. He covered every yard of the field, plus one in the end zone. A 101-yard return there. Electric. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission? There goes Jeremy Hill. 20, 10, touchdown, Carolina. Jeremy Hill, 77 yards. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Gano now to add the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So we're right back where we started. All even as the kick's away. Now the return, Rashad Green. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line.
Return team. First down.
And now back out comes the offense. First half showed us some pretty good offense. tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You're probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan is showing you. Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
9 yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. Here's Newton now on 2nd down. Man open left side is Brown. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Hill, the lone setback. They fake the give. Newton. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. On 3rd down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, and that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
So they recover the fumble but could not take advantage of the short field. They do get 3.
And no one ever turns down 3 points going up on the board, but the offense will go to the sidelines wondering what if, while the defense on the other side, they'll celebrate holding them to just a field goal after giving up such bad field position.
Now this offense ready to take over again. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive a little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. So it is 3rd down now, but less than a yard to go. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
Give them a lot of credit. They ended up running the ball on a key 3rd down situation. They were staring 3 and out in the face and found a way to flip the script and keep the ball moving on offense.
Star Latulele in on the tackle.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Back to the air on second down. It's Bortles. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Everything about that play tells you about today's NFL offenses and what they're asking out of running backs. You can't just be a guy who can run the football. You have to be able to catch it as well, and he didn't get that done on that play.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. And he finds Julius Thomas. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
They were full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key first down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
And there's a good opportunity to just run a ride there, a drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Bortles will try again on second down. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's first and goal. And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space.
He rifles one that's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he is all the way up past the 25.
As much football as we watch, we've seen this work many times. In the red zone, first down, take a shot at the end zone, and points result. In this case, though, give credit to the defense. They outguessed them, were prepared.
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Finding time, and he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Now whistles. Flag down, and I believe one of the Panthers got moving early.
False start, offense. Still second down.
So the defense has put them in a tough spot. It's second and long. They'll come out in the pistol. To throw on second down is Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 1 quarter remains in Super Bowl 52. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Now a first down carry. It's Hill. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. One receiver right, that's Brown. On first down, Newton. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Fresh set of downs here. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
He's going to look deep down the field, and he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
You can feel the anguish all the way up here. It certainly looked like he had that one in the end zone, open, unable to hold on to it.
They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Jeremy Hill, his second touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Panthers add on to their lead. So they went to the ground game on third, hoping to pick up the first. They also picked up a touchdown.
Offensive linemen so used in this situation to having to pass block. All right, you're looking at what it is, third down. They don't care that it's third and whatever. They figure they're going to throw the ball. And when you call running play, I think you energize them. I think you juice them up because I haven't met offensive linemen yet that likes to pass block more than they like to run block. And they opened up some nice holes there for him, and he took it to the house.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Now a play fake here on first down. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of. But so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Again, it's Hill. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third. Now, defensively here, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. He may try and run for this. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Fourth quarter, 2-minute warning about to hit, and it looks like they're going to get one more play in.
Be interesting to see what they try and do on this play. Do they try and take a shot, or do they just try and get to the 2-minute warning?
They'll run it with Hill. And a short gain down to about the 33. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
The busy night continues for Hill. And he is going to lose yardage here. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line in a series of really good ones tonight. But I know that they're going to be really tipped off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
Here's McCoy. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. And he missed it. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
So out now comes the offense back onto the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, two-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Back to throw, Bortles. He finds Hearns left side. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. Now Bortles. He's going to let it fly. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. He was looking to get it to Allen Hearns that time. And that'll bring up second down.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there. Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
To throw, it's Bortles. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. That's it. It's all over. And the Carolina Panthers are your Super Bowl champions. And when this moment comes, I think you look back at all the blood, sweat, and tears, the offseason, the workouts, training camp, week 1, 2, 3, all building up now to say you're a Super Bowl champion. It's worth it.
It certainly is, and rarely do we have a team that hoists the Lombardi Trophy that didn't have their share of bumps along the way, didn't have to face some adversity in the journey, and now they get to just enjoy it and revel in it. And all offseason, they'll be signing their autographs with Super Bowl champion underneath it.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gunn. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.
Kick off your week by installing your game plan.
The Raiders are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. All right, now that the pick's in, let's go to Adam. Adam, what can you tell us about this guy?
For the majority of the season, he was part of a QB class that had no real standouts. But during the offseason, he attended a QB camp with a few other prospects, and you could see the improvement on a daily basis. Matt Miller tells me that once pro days rolled around, you could see just how much he improved in terms of his mechanics and his release being quicker. He's been able to remain accurate despite the extra zip behind the ball. I don't think he's hit his ceiling yet, but we won't see how good he is until he gets on the field.
The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. All right, let's go to Adam Schefter, who's got more on this pick.
I think if you go back and look at his all-star performance, you'll see what kind of linebacker he can be for this team. He was a tackling machine during the all-star game, one of the few defenders to finish with over 10 tackles that day. But what scouts liked most out of his day was his sense of awareness and ability to read where the ball was going. He played with confidence and never let the option or play action catch him off guard, finishing with several tackles in the backfield. The GM loved what he saw out of him during All-Star Week, and it was a no-brainer taking him with this pick.
Pick's been made. Let's go to Adam Schefter to hear more about the player.
English may not be his first language, but one thing is for sure. This kid can play. Despite only recently moving to the States, he's played American football for years and was one of the top athletes in collegiate sports overseas. He jumped at the chance to play in the NFL and used his final year of eligibility to play for a program here in America. The decision so far has paid off for him, as he was one of the most fun players to watch in college this season. And now his dream has been fulfilled, landing on an NFL team with this pick. But the journey has just begun, and we'll see what this European phenom can do in the big leagues.
The Saints have made their selection. For more about him, let's go to Adam Schefter.
Showing up to the combine overweight and then turning in a subpar performance caused him to plummet in several mocks leading up to the draft. Most of the scouts I spoke with could not understand how this kid could let himself go as he neared the most important day of his playing career. This led to several others questioning his mental integrity, willpower over food, and